What the fuck are AI agents?
Huge change that's going to come when AI is going to control the laptop and do all the work for us.
What AI agents do differently is they call on tools, right? You give it a prompt, you give it instructions, and then based on what you tell it, it makes an autonomous decision to figure out what sort of tools do I need to start using to get what you want done.
They basically figured out how to give AI long-term memory, which actually works.
AI agents can actually run steps on your computer without you prompting.
And everybody is becoming so spooky and excited. When you combine AI agents with superintelligence, what do you get?
So right now, AI agents are still in the early stages. They're mostly being built by developers who still have to code them out with raw code.
In the end, this kind of technology will be in the hands of the rich. And as a result, the gap will widen even more between us normal people and the rich. They will be the ones that get to have the tools that help them to be more productive, hence making them richer. So why are we so excited?
AI agent hype is just a marketing trap.
Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. I'm Intabi Singh, and in this video, I'll be sharing with you interesting TikTok videos that I am scavenging throughout the day and finding on various topics that you will enjoy with me, and I will give you my little hot take either throughout the video or towards the end. So sit back and enjoy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
What the fuck are AI agents? Forbes put out an article called Agentic AI, the next big breakthrough that's transforming business and technology, and the whole article is a total nothing burger. So let's talk about it, because if you want to be informed about AI for your life or your business, you should probably know what an AI agent is. Hi, my name is Catherine Getzi, and I do non-pretentious, non-patronizing education about AI. If an AI model is the brain, the AI agent is the body. An AI agent is just a fancy word for the AI thing you interact with. A self-driving car is an AI agent. An AI chatbot is an agent. Alexa is an AI agent. The word in this definition that spooks people when they hear about agents is autonomous. When people hear the word autonomous when we're talking about AI, they envision a rogue robot that goes off without any human supervision and takes over the world. But whenever you hear someone talking about autonomy in the world of AI, I want you to think of a spectrum. There are very, very few AI agents that are fully autonomous, all the way over here. Most of the AI agents we interact with are somewhere here. When we say that AI agents act autonomously, what we mean is that they're able to go off and do things without a human having to give it rote specific instructions. But the stuff that the agent does is always within the bounds of what we allow it to do. For example, ChatGPT can only kick off a response if you prompt it. It's not just sliding into your DMs or accessing your personal data or texting your mom. Autonomous does not mean unlimited access. Now, there are autonomous AI agents that are closer to this end of the spectrum, okay? Think about self-driving cars. Self-driving car as a whole is an AI agent. Yes, agents can be physical. And the car uses AI models like a computer vision model to perceive pedestrians and street signs and other cars. Hence the model is the brain and the car overall is the agent or the body. Okay, so how does this all come into play with generative AI? Well, a Gen AI agent is just an AI agent that leverages a generative AI model, like ChatGPT. Okay, so quiz time. Based on what you learned today, what do you think a generative AI model closer to this end of the spectrum would look like? Do you think any such agent exists today? Why or why not? Can't wait to read your thoughts in the comments.
So I'm lying in bed and I can't sleep because I'm watching all those exciting videos about what's coming up for AI this coming year, and AI agents are going to explode. And AI agents are basically autonomous AI programs that can decide and take their own action autonomously and interact with other apps. You can just tell it what to do and leave your laptop and they will figure out by themselves. It's not automations, it's autonomous. And what's cool with that they already can start now. Claude just released a couple of weeks ago, the big LLM provider, the ChatGPT competitor, they released the new version where the mouse can be controlled by the laptop, and they're talking about now that the new operating systems for laptop will be not for humans, not with screens that we can watch, but actually just built for AI, so we can just speak to the laptop. Like, we don't need a screen, we don't need windows, we don't need browsers. Like, this is the future, and most probably these coming years. That it's like, it's mind-blowing. How can you go to sleep when you realize like the huge change that's going to come when AI is going to control the laptop and do all the work for us. Like, you're not going to send email and click on the mouse and drag and drop. Like, we're not going to drag and drop anything. We're going to tell the AI, probably like Siri, like with the voice, like, do this for me, research me this leads for this company, send me this email, answer this, create this automated flow. And I don't even know how the new operating systems will look, but like, that's the future. And it's not like some far-fetched sci-fi future in a couple of years. Like, that's the future in just a couple of years, and they're already building it. Like, it already exists, autonomous agents, and they're going to explode this coming year. So if you want to stay ahead of the curve, I would highly recommend to learn more about agents. Can't sleep here. I'm learning about agents every single night. I want to start building my own agents. Step away from automations. Many people now have AI automations, but automations is really basic. It's just automated workflow. When this happens, then this should happen. It's not autonomous. It's not smart. So I think this is the future. So this is what I recommend you to check out. And I will try to go to sleep now.
If you've absolutely no idea what an AI agent is, let me help you out. So this is what an AI agent architecture actually looks like. You have an input, you have outputs, you have something like ChatGPT working for you, and then you have a number of tools. So what's the difference between this and something as basic as just ChatGPT? Basic in air quotes here, right? So ChatGPT is essentially the top part that's in red without any of the tool calls. You simply give ChatGPT some instructions via your prompt, and it's going to give you an output. Now, what AI agents do differently is they call on tools, right? You give it a prompt, you give it instructions, and then based on what you tell it, it makes an autonomous decision to figure out what sort of tools do I need to start using to get what you want done, and then it actually does it. That sense of autonomy, that decision making on deciding what tool works best for which task, that's what separates AI agents from AI automations or something like ChatGPT. Now, let's look at an actual example of what that would look like in practice. So in this example that we're looking at, we have a personal assistant AI agent. It has a few tools available to it. It can do email, it can mess with your calendar, and it can research things. If I tell this AI agent, hey, tell my coworker Tom that I want a meeting tomorrow at 2 p.m. and put it on my calendar, what's going to happen is it's then going to use its own little GPT brain and figure out, hey, which tools I need to do to actually complete this task. And what it's going to figure out is I need to use the email tool and I need to use the calendar tool. So it's going to call on those tools, and those tools themselves also have AI under the hood, right? And those AI tools within the tool itself then decide what that email actually looks like, what should I say in it, and who does it go to. And once it does that, it goes back up to the main AI agent and says, hey, we did task A, we did task B, which then gets sent to you as an output and lets you know that the job's finished. So that sense of autonomy, that decision-making process of talking to other AI agents that are tools, that's what defines an AI agent, and that's what separates it from an automation, which is usually just working on some sort of if-or logic, or just an AI tool in a vacuum like ChatGPT. Now, if you'd like to know how to actually make these in practice, you should check out my community, my profile, where I'm giving a step-by-step guide of how to create your own AI personal assistant, AI agent, this week.
Did Google just kickstart the second evolution for AI tools? Because they just published a paper that people are saying is a 2.0 version of their Transformers paper from 2017. And if in case you don't know the significance of the Transformers paper, that's basically the framework that OpenAI used to create ChatGPT. Now, Google has published a new framework called Titans. And simply explained, they basically figured out how to give AI long-term memory which actually works, which then allows it to learn and adapt just like humans do. Like, imagine your brain being able to remember all the movies and books that you've ever read in your life with perfect memory, which enables things like maybe 10 years in the future, you may have a personal AI assistant with the ability to remember what it was you were doing on a specific day without missing a beat. Probably the best part of this paper is when it talked about how Titans ranks the importance of new information based on how surprised it is, meaning how far off from what it expects the new information is, which I think is pretty simple and genius. Also, big kudos to Google. They could have hoarded this framework for themselves, but instead they published it for the entire world to use. To get a copy of that paper, plus more AI insights and tools, you can just find that in our community in my bio link.
This is going to sound too good to be true when I tell you, but you are not going to believe what's coming next in finance tech. We've all started using the GPTs, the chatbots, ChatGPT, Claude, Copilot. But what's coming next is the next evolution of that, which is AI agents. AI agents can actually run steps on your computer without you prompting. So think about it like kind of like VBA, like a macro in Excel, how it will go around and will actually do the Excel functions for you. Now, combine that with the chatbot where you prompt it in natural language to do the tasks, and then it runs off and does the task for you. Except unlike VBA where you have to be very specific and code it, it's going to have all of that knowledge of the chatbots in it to be able to go run the steps. So think about a traditional finance process. You're going to be able to prompt it that you need to build a monthly report. This agent, if you design it right, will be able to go to your data set, collect it, bring it into your database, whether that's Excel or something else, run the steps to clean that data, run the steps to bring that into a report, and even do the first pass of variance analysis for you, all without you lifting a finger. I've started playing with this in some free open source tools. I'm gonna have a lot more coming, but it is super cool and you better get excited.
There's been some interesting developments in the AI space overnight. There's been a lot of excited and concerned tweets coming out of OpenAI's employees on Twitter and X, and it's made the rest of us think externally what's happening inside that everybody is becoming so spooky and excited. Reportedly, Sam Altman has scheduled a closed-door meeting with government officials at the end of this month. OpenAI said that 2025 would be the year of agents. They also announced at the end of last year that it would be the time where they released their next O3 model. If you're curious what a curve for superintelligence looks like on a benchmark, this is the AGI benchmark arc. You start with GPT-3 generating text. You move to GPT-4, which is where everybody got really excited. You hit O1 preview, high, pro, these are reasoning models, generating data for the next O3 model, and it's going to be a straight shot upwards towards improvements. That's what a singularity can look like, when intelligence gets so good that it can just skyrocket and keep improving on itself. When you combine AI agents with superintelligence, what do you get? You get advancements in technology that are leaps and bounds above what we can do today. See society change because desk work becomes just a series of API calls. I'm a little spooked. I don't know if it's the doom or gloom scenario, but we'll have to wait until we get more information. I also try to take this with a grain of salt because I know Altman's always fundraising, but from what I've seen on the AI progress, it does look a little concerning.
AI agents are the hottest buzzword in tech right now, but almost everyone is confusing them with AI automation, and the difference between the two is massive. So you know how you have tools like Zapier and Make that help you connect apps and automate tasks. Like when someone fills out a form, it automatically adds them to your email list and sends them something like a welcome message. Well, that's AI automation. The AI is following a recipe that you define. You're defining every single step, and the AI follows it exactly as planned. So what are AI agents then? That's a whole different game. Imagine you have a digital employee that you just give a goal to, and they figure out how to do it themselves. So here's an example, right? Let's say you have an automation where you program every single step for managing a social media account, things like when to post, what to analyze, how to respond. But with an agent, you would simply just say, hey, grow this account, give it access to everything it needs access to, and it would create its own strategy, write its own post, analyze its own performance, and adjust its approach depending on what it is seeing, all on its own, just like a human would if they were to manage your social media. So the big difference is that automation is like having a super efficient robot following your exact instructions, while AI agents have the ability to be a digital brain that can do things independently and achieve a specific goal. So right now, AI agents are still in the early stages. They're mostly being built by developers who still have to code them out with raw code. But we can probably see within the next year or so that tools will make it much easier for everyone to get their hands on this. And AI agents could handle everything from personalized lead generation to full marketing strategies. They'll be able to think, adapt, and work independently while you focus on the bigger picture. It's crazy, right? And the future isn't us telling AI what to do. It's about us telling what we want to achieve, and the AI will then achieve it itself.
So let's be real for a second. If it's a workflow, name it a workflow. If it's an automation, name it an automation. The AI agent hype is just a marketing trap. Most agents are just good old automations with an LLM boost. When did we stop being honest about our tech? Hashtag stop agent hype. What are your thoughts? Comment below. I'd love to hear them. Follow for more. Bye.
Here are 3 AI agent projects that I really want to play around with this month. But first, if you don't know what agents are, you can think of them as an autonomous program that is equipped with a set of tools and an objective, and it can dynamically plan what it should do given the objective and the tools it has. You'll also hear terms like reflection patterns, meaning agents can reflect upon the work they've done so far and then decide what to do next. Project number 1 is this GitHub repo called Browse Use, and it's basically an AI agent that controls your browser. So supposedly you can type in a prompt like go to Reddit, check the top post, copy the top comments, and paste it somewhere. The second project I want to play with is called Zero Agent Framework. It's basically like one orchestrator agent on your computer. You tell it the task you want to do, like organize all my photos, and then it figures out how to spin up subtask agents to carry out. Number 3, I want to try Crew AI to analyze support requests for Blotato, identify gaps in my documentation, and write up draft updates to my help doc. If you want to follow along with my journey or learn more about agents, subscribe to my free AI newsletter, link in bio.
AI agent your competitors don't want you to know? Go to was.co. Meet Derrida, the AI marketing agent.
Here to make digital advertising easier and more effective for you.
You can get instant answers to any question about your digital marketing without any hassle or complex steps. Your competitors are probably already using this. Don't get left behind.
Like we just started 2025. Like the year just started and this is how we're starting it. Like we are not, the month has not ended and we like already they're threatening our jobs. Like, okay. I'm okay. We are okay. Okay. I'm trying to figure out, because I know OpenAI today is like the 24th of January, and I think the 23rd of January they had, they launched, I think they call it Operator, an AI agent. So I don't know if, because I have the ChatGPT Pro subscription, I think I paid $20-something a month. And I know the other pro version, you pay $200. So I think if you have that version, you will automatically have access to Operator, the AI agent. I'm really curious. I'm extremely curious. I want to know, like, I really want to know how this works. I'm like freaked out. Like, we just freaking started this year. There are mass layoffs already. All over the world, actually. What is happening? I found something really interesting. When I was doing a bit of research, I obviously went to ChatGPT as well, and I used Copilot as well. And ChatGPT is willing, to give me information, whereas OpenAI, when I asked it about AI agents, will repeatedly keep giving me like, sorry, I cannot chat about this. Would you like to talk about something else? So I'm like, why? And it's like, I'm here to provide obviously helpful information. Discussing controversial topics such as AI agents could lead to misunderstandings or spread misinformation. What? What do you mean? Like, yeah. Anyway, I don't know. So yeah, it's clear they might take your jobs. I think we're going to end 2025 with something crazy. Like, there's some shift happening. I don't know if you guys can feel the same thing, but there's something, when they were talking about some sort of a reset during COVID, I'm like, that is happening. Like, we're all seeing a ChatGPT game. That's a freaking reset. Okay. You're literally forcing us to change the way we've lived life and the way we've worked and the way we've made money, the way businesses have operated. Now, I don't know how 2025 is going to end, but I don't think it's going to end well. I'm not too optimistic. Like, what? I think it's very clear. A job you can do online on the computer is problematic. because AI can obviously easily do that. I'm not saying AI couldn't pick up boxes and move things. Obviously, man, damn it, everything is a problem. Like, if you know of a job that you think will highly likely not be taken by AI, please let me know in the comments. Let us know. Like, yeah, let's have this conversation in the comments, because I think, I don't know if I'm having a whole, I don't know, back in the day, like 2010, 2013, they used to say the jobs that will be in demand will be, you know, jobs that require empathy, you know, like social work, nursing, anything in the health care kind of field. But now, the World Economic Forum's Jobs of the Future report came out, and it's saying tech, and yet we already know tech is at risk too. So what the hell? Which jobs should people go into? Do these people even know? Like, what are we supposed to do? I know someone can't necessarily take my job if I'm a nurse, or AI rather, because, you know, but they already have AI virtual assistants like working. So that means AI could take that role. Okay, so I did a bit of research because I'm like, I need to know which jobs are at risk. Okay, so we already know that it's autonomous and it's automation. So cool. So which jobs are at risk here? So any admin roles, so virtual assistant tasks, data entry, customer support, ticket management, sales support, lead generation, follow-ups, order management, inventory updates, or e-commerce support, research assistance, market research, academic research, collecting data from online journals. Yes, because obviously now it can actually go on the net and collect data and bring it to you. Human freaking resource. What does that even mean? So recruitment support, posting job listings on multiple job boards, sorting resume. Oh yeah, we already have that one. Employee onboarding, marketing, social media management such as scheduling posts, monitoring, reporting, email marketing, finance and accounting, expense management, invoice processing. The list goes on. So one thing remains. So it cannot obviously do a creative role, complex decision making, and physical jobs. You see, I think remote jobs are like slowly becoming an issue. We all want remote jobs, but I think that's one of the first things to actually go out the window. A lot of people are obviously excited. Yeah, I get to use AI, and now we can become augmented workers, right? Like you have an extra brain, you can think and be able to house your thoughts in an AI, and this AI can think like this and do all these other things. You have an extra set of hands, because it can do other multiple tasks in the background. So you become an augmented worker. Amazing, great. But the problem with that is OpenAI recently increased, obviously, their plans, right? It's now no longer $20. It's, I think, $23 or above. The current pro plan they have, which is like, what, $200 per month, will increase, because recently we were complaining, saying to actually operate and maintain, OpenAI, especially the one that costs $200 per month, is so freaking expensive to run it. So the daily costs apparently are $700K, like USD. I don't know if this is daily. So basically the burn rate is crazy. So they will highly likely increase the pricing. In the end, this kind of technology will be in the hands of the rich. And as a result, the gap will widen even more between us normal people and the rich. They will be the ones that get to have the tools that help them to be more productive, hence making them richer. So why are we so excited? Why?